Hi, if you follow my channel you'll know that we recently hit 10,000 subs, and when I did that video, it's got a little bit of a giveaway, so check back if you're interested in that. I thought, well, what has made this channel what it is today? And it really has been boots. That's why the channel started. The first review I did, well, it wasn't even a review, but it was a video, an unboxing of the Doc Martens For Life deal. That's ended, but that did basically kickstart the channel. So I've covered lots of Doc Marten boots, lots of Red Wings, lots of heritage boots, but I thought it'd be really interesting, and hopefully an interesting video for you, to see a whole collection overview of what I've picked up over the years, and just give you a minute or so on each boot and each shoe, just explaining what they are, whether I'd buy them again, and maybe showing you some shoes and boots that you haven't seen on my channel before. Most of these have been reviewed, but not all of them. And some of them have got reviews which are many years old and you probably wouldn't have seen if you've joined us in the last couple of years. So this is a full collection. This is all my live boots that I'm wearing at the moment. Some of them are waiting resoles, some of them are worn more often than others. They all get used, so don't expect beautifully polished boots. These are all dusty, dirty and used every day. I had thought about giving them all the polish, but frankly it took me long enough to just dig them all out and put them on this table. I've had to relocate back downstairs onto our dining table because they don't fit on the table in my office. So this is a one-hit video, and I won't be doing it again for some little while. What I've done is I've ordered them from sort of the most formal to the most casual, and we'll just run through them. So the most formal boots I have, or shoes rather, are probably these, I guess you'd call that a patent leather. These are the Reading shoe, a semi-brogue from Haring Shoes. Leather soles really aren't that hard to wear. They're not that skiddy, I don't find. They do wear pretty robustly, pretty hard. And that's a very nice little formal shoe. Very narrow last, so it actually looks quite small on foot. But yeah, great shoe. And Haring, I think, outsource a lot of their shoes to Loke. They're not made in the UK necessarily, but you can get them at a pretty good price. So that's probably my most formal shoe. This I'd only wear with a suit, maybe for a special occasion. But yeah, that's the Haring Reading. Next up, again, a formalish shoe. But again, slightly different. It's on a country last. This is a Grenson Archie, but it has got a leather sole. This was actually a shoe I bought for my wedding, but I liked it so much I wore it daily at work until it basically needed resoling. So lots of wear on the heel there. The heel stack needs to be completely rebuilt, toes worn down, but really did do many miles on those leather soles through all weathers and with not a whole lot of care. So leather soles can be pretty robust, and I think a good looking shoe. A lot of people talk about Grensons and outsourcing to I think it's India, I think I've read, but these on their budget line, really nice, Goodyear, or rather Norwegian welt, triple welted. Yeah, good quality shoe. What I would add is all these formal shoes are 7.5s, everything else is 8s. True to size, well, it all works for the right pair of socks, but formal shoes I do tend to find are actually sized a little bit larger. I do go down half a size from what I call true. Next up, very battered, probably my first sort of premium shoe that I bought. These are the Barker Livingstons, definitely need resole. It's got the day and night soles on there, really hard wearing, but they eventually give up, and actually these have got to the point where if I don't resole them soon, they'll probably need more work than they should do because the edge of the leather welt's starting to wear. Nice sort of pebbled, I think you'd call it, sort of leather there, and yeah, good looking shoe. Very thin last, so they don't quite have the visual appeal as the Archies there, but yeah, decent shoe from Barker's. Next up we have another Haring. this time of boot. These are currently my sort of daily wear in the office. I'm tending to walk in Doc Martens and Sullivan's. You'll know why if you follow my channel. I'm doing a test on those, but this is what I wear day to day. It's got a day and night rubber sole again, very hardy, good looking boot. This is the Hawk's Head. I think this is now discontinued. I saw someone comment on one of my videos saying that it was a great looking boot, but unfortunately discontinued. Haring do seem to turn through their models quite quickly, but they do have other models very similar to this, and again the price point's pretty good on these. I think probably just above £200, which the quality of these, I think they're pretty good. Next up on the formal shoes, we've got probably the least formal of the bunch. This is the Tower from Arthur Knight. Now Arthur Knight don't make their own boots per se, they outsource them. I'm not quite sure who they're using. I think it's a company in Italy, but this is a really handsome boot. Bit of a mucky sole, but it's got a Vibram wedge sole, and this Vibram wedge sole does wear rather well. It looks great, but also it's pretty robust, much more robust than what I've found on Red Wings and Thorogood. So, you know, these white crusty soles do wear pretty quick, but some better than others. I think it's a good boot, very nice, lightens the sort of vibe. It's not quite as formal, goes with jeans a bit better if that's what you want to wear. Yeah, good boot, Arthur Knight. Moving along, we move on to some chuckers from Golden Fox. Now, I do owe the channel an update on these. These are from their sort of US made heritage line. This is their premium boot. I have got a few comments which I'll share on my update on these, but they're a decently made boot. There's a few things I'd like to see done differently given the sort of price point and their sort of heritage styling. This has got a Goodyear Christie wedge, and that does wear really well. Very impressed by that, more so even than the Vibram one. Good hard leather. The red laces there I've popped in, they came with brown laces, it looked all very brown. I think that makes them pop a little bit. So moving along, on to some heritage boots now. You've seen these before, I'm sure, done a couple of reviews on these. These are the Red Wing Blacksmiths in their sort of Spitfire leather, so it's sort of a waxed suede leather, really nice, patinaing nicely so the wax wears off and it fluffs up. Really nice boot, none of the break-in issues that you normally get with Red Wings, because the simple construction, the lack of seams makes it much easier to break in. They do have a Vibram micro lug sole. That does wear pretty well, but it is very thin and it doesn't offer a lot of sort of comfort or thermal insulation. So for the winter months I've been wearing these with insoles just to give them that little bit of extra warmth and keep my foot away from the cold ground. Obviously that's UK weather. If you're over in America you're going to feel that more. But yeah, nice boot. Pick those up in the sale, size 8. So back onto the 8s, all these are 8 now. Then we've got the classic Red Wings, the 875s. These were probably, well, they were my first heritage boot, and I wore them and wore them and wore them, and after about 18 months or 2 years the Vibram wedge was so heavily worn, because I overpronate, so it really worn down on that side, actually made walking quite uncomfortable, so I had them resoled with a good standard Vibram lug sole there, and yeah, they're just indestructible. Absolute nightmare to break in, really hard on the feet. These are the toughest boots I've ever had to break in out of all these, but once you've got them broken in, the leather will last certainly a good few resoles, if not, maybe a slight exaggeration, a lifetime. But you know, they are a great boot, and the leather really is a strong point. Very simple construction, bomb-proof leather. Next up, in a very similar sort of vein, we've got the 1907s, so these are due an update actually. 6 months of wear, quite a lot of wear on that heel there, as is the way with these Red Wing Christie soles. These offer a little bit more in my opinion than the 875s. They've got a obviously a triple storm welt, Norwegian welt. The leather's a little bit nicer. This is the copper rough and tough. It patinas really nicely. Bit of branding on the eyelets, leather laces, and most importantly, a leather insole, which really adds something to the comfort. But we'll do an update on those, so I won't go into that too much. Then Thorogoods. So these I had a good couple of years ago. They wore pretty well. Initially, the break-in was very, very easy, very soft construction, really comfy. Again, it's got an insole in there, so it's comfy from that perspective. The Vibram, or the Max Wear wedge, is pretty hardy. It seems to take on a bit of dampness and get a bit of an odour about it. But really, what my issue with these boots is that the heel caps and the toe construction start to break down after a good bit of wear, and for the price point I'd be wanting to resole these. To be perfectly honest, I don't think these are resolable. The construction of the upper just isn't worth that resole. But very comfortable boot if you're working. I think it's going to be a great choice because you can't afford to have weeks of a break-in like you get with the Red Wings. So that's maybe a consideration. Another pair of Golden Fox. These are their mock toe. These are their sort of budget line, and price point, these are brilliant. This wedge sole wears pretty well. Very easy break-in, very, very wide toe box, so definitely comfy for all day wear. And yeah, not a bad boot for the price point. I think I definitely prefer to buy these over their Heritage brand. Then we're on to the boot that started it all. The Doc Martens the Dr. Martens For Life. So these were a deal which Doc Martens have now ceased, but they will honour for existing customers. Basically, they will repair and replace your boots for life. There is a handling fee, £20. They always replace them. Frankly, Doc Martens, from what I see of them, what I've understood over the years, they're not worth repairing. I would like to experience a resole on them, but often the upper is failing. As the deal ended, I did manage to sneakily retain this pair, just for historic reference, because it's interesting to see how their products develop over the years. It was a great deal. I think they've done the right thing for their customers. Some of their boots these days I have been very disappointed with. I've always been disappointed with the longevity of the sole, but that's par for the course with this sort of style. But yeah, I think some of their outsourced boots, the quality isn't what it should be. They need to look at their sole designs, but they're massively popular, and I don't think they've got any real motivation to do so. So the For Lifes have finished, but if you're a For Life customer or any other customer, the Hard Life is the replacement which is offered. These haven't been worn yet because I've got plenty of other boots to wear. These will go into circulation eventually. They will continue to replace these for existing customers. Anyone else can buy these just without the deal. Nice supple waxy leather, pretty nice construction. I have had a pair break on the heel cap, hence this replacement, and me sort of sidelining the reviews on these for a bit because I've had a failed pair. Hopefully that was a one-off experience, but it shouldn't be happening. Soles, always soft, bit of a disappointment. If it wasn't for the For Life deal that I was still having honoured by Doc Martens, I think I'd probably stop buying Doc Martens. Having said that, I have bought some more Doc Martens, and if you follow my channel, you'll know all about these. These are the Made in England's, so these are their Quillian leather, nice thick leather, better quality construction all over. The sole, however, I think it's probably one of their softest yet, so it's already worn smooth after barely a month of wear. and that's a month in rotation with these Surveyors, but we'll get onto those in a moment. But yeah, the upper, I do rather like this leather. It's, again, very simple, robust construction, but this leather really is rather beautiful. Nice and thick. Gave me the proper Doc Martens break-in experience, i.e. a little bit of discomfort, but now that these are broken in, they're feeling very much like my boots. They have got a relatively narrow last, which is something to consider. Certainly, I think if you have got wider feet, you might want to go up a size. Unfortunately, they don't do half sizes, so going up a size is a bit of an ask sometimes. But yeah, I really have great hopes for these. The sole's been a bit of a letdown, but I'm hoping the uppers carry them through, really. Just jumping out of order here, we'll swap these two around because they've gone in the wrong place really. So we get onto the Surveyors, which are, the internet tells me, basically the Doc Martens of old. So this is the original factory. Surveyor, or the MPS factory, used to make boots for Doc Martens on licence, and eventually that ceased in the late 90s. But Surveyor came out of that with their own models, very similar. This is their 8 eyelet derby boot. Now, almost identical construction. I'll go into some differences in another video, but the soles, whilst they differ a little bit, they don't have the yellow stitching, they don't have the same exact tread pattern, but these have been worn just as much as these. These are worn in rotation to allow a fairly objective comparison, and these are wearing much better. So I've got high hopes for these, and I'll be doing an update on both those boots shortly. The final leather boot really is these Fracaps. So these are the M120s, I think, which is sort of a hiking inspired boot, and that's exactly what I use them for. So these ripple soles, I was really interested to try them out. They're not great on concrete. They are very hard rubber and pretty unforgiving, but they're fantastic on soft ground. That's where they really come into their own, and you know, they're wonderfully comfy, wonderfully grippy on hard soft ground. They're not waterproof. I've had these absolutely soaked walking through bogs on Dartmoor, but they've held up just fine, and they're a handsome little boot. So if you're a serious hiker, maybe you'd want to go with a more sort of hiking specific brand. Altberg, I hear, do great things, and there's many others, but these have got that nice little crossover, interesting Italian company, really nice family heritage, and a nicely made handmade boot. They have got millions of colour combinations. You can basically have these built to your own specifications, so colour of leather, colour of the eyelets and speed hooks, midsole colour, sole construction. You can do it all on their webpage. Really nice little engine to build it in, and yeah, good quality boot. Finally, onto a little run of sneakers. PF Flyers, really nice. Originally I'd had some Vans High 8s, but they do tend to wear rather quickly. PF Flyers, much better sole. Nice little bit of heritage around their sort of original patents. I can't quite remember the whole story now, but these are the original sort of trainer shoe. I think these came around before the Converse All-Star style boots. Lots of baseball heritage, nice looking boot, and a brand that you don't see, so I quite like that. The sole's pretty good, pretty comfy, and are these true to size? UK 8.5, so you might want to size up slightly on these, because these are just about the right size. Certainly with a canvas construction and a rubber toe, not very forgiving construction, so you want to go up a little bit. Then onto the day-to-day beater. This is a shoe I'd wear to the beach, a shoe that I'd wear to a concert, riding a bike, skateboarding, anything like that. The Vans Skate High, absolutely fantastic, really nice look. I like it with jeans or shorts. Very, very cheap. The soles are soft, they don't wear for long, but you can typically pick these up at sort of significant discount, and you know, a pair of these every sort of 18 months seems like a good deal just for a beater. And yeah, I think I will probably always have some Vans in my collection somewhere. Then moving on to a slight new interest of mine, having found the Sneakers app run by Nike and found the sneaker subreddit on Reddit, I've now got hooked on sort of limited edition trainers. Very interesting sort of resale sort of values. StockX being sort of the marketplace for trainers, where they'll verify your trainers and send them out to your customer. These are the Air Jordan 1s, so 1985 styled boots in the New York to Paris colourway. So this is currently New York, and eventually this paint will wear off and expose light pink tints and vibrant hyper pink, and I just think that's such a cool idea. Liking denim and the sort of patina and age of denim, I just thought a pair of boots which patinas in that way was also really interesting. Jordans, I love the brand. As a teenager I had Jordan 5s, and so there's some resonance there, and yeah, just a great shoe. And again, I think now that I'm sort of started along that line, something that I'll continue to have in my collection. Finally, completely run specific, and a shoe that I do use weekly for running. So I tend to do a 10k on Monday nights, and these are the Adidas Ultra Boosts ST. I do owe an update on these. I've had these for about 6 months. I've done about 200 miles on them, maybe just shy of that. This sole material from Continental is absolutely fantastic. If only we could get that Continental rubber into any of these boots, their life would be massively extended. This is incredibly thin construction, but it's still got texture, it's still got sole after sort of that amount of running, and yeah, they've been a great shoe. Really comfortable. These are designed to prevent sort of overpronation, so they've got this extra arch support, and yeah, I'd probably be buying boosts again in the future. Some people say it's a little bit mushy, the stability isn't quite there. It's working all right. They're a good shoe, I think. So, well, that was a bit of a whistle-stop tour, but hopefully, certainly if you've watched the channel for a while and thought, I wonder what is in Devon Reviewer's cupboard, this answers your question. My wife is not impressed, but I hope that this is of some interest and allows you to see how my collection's developed over the years. And yeah, I'd like to hear your comments. Let me know what you've got in your collection, what you think I should add to mine, what you like about it, what you don't. It'd be great to hear from you. Okay, well, I hope that's of some interest, and yeah, if you haven't seen the channel before, please subscribe. Let me know what you think, give us the like, and yeah, we'll see you for the next video. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.